Hello, I'm here at Jessops' flagship store on Oxford Street at the launch of the new Olympus pen camera. I'm also talking to David Adams, who's the chairman of Jessops. Hi, David.
Hi, Scott. Good to meet you.
You too. So I'm curious to know a little bit more about Jessops as a chain. The general assumption is that, let's say, sort of old school high street names are in decline, consumer durables have been struggling during this recession, that sort of thing, and yet Jessops is still here doing launches, refurbishing stores. Can you tell me a little bit about how you're managing to sort of keep going in these sort of tough trading times?
Absolutely, delighted to. I mean, Jessops has been around a long time. Next year will be 75 years, so there's a lot of heritage in specialty photographic retailing, which we're very proud of. But we are absolutely up there with the times. Where we are this evening is our most recently refurbished store. This is our flagship store, 5,000 square feet, in a prime location in Oxford Street, and we're very proud of what we've achieved here. So you asked what Jessops is about.
Yeah.
We're very much about brands. Jessops is a great brand, a huge customer recognition. People in the market know about Jessops, like Jessops, and come to Jessops expecting us to give them a choice of great brands, and that's what we've done. And if you look around this store, you will see all the great names in photographic retailing. So that's very much what we're about. We are not a discount retailer.
Right.
We know we can't compete on price with pure play internet players or some of the big sheds. We believe that we can wrap a service proposition around what we do. So we're about great brands, great choice, and that doesn't mean having everything. So in comparison to maybe 2-3 years ago is perhaps we tried to buy too many things, and I think the shops looked a bit like Arkwright's Corner.
Right,
Whereas as you can see here, it's light, it's airy.
And there's sort of nice, sort of tidy displays and that sort of thing.
Nice displays, and it's very much around customer service. So this store used to have a long counter, and it was a natural barrier between members of staff and the customer. And if you look around, you'll see that interface between the member of staff and the customer. All the hardware product is out, it's live, you can touch, you can feel it, you can play with it, and you can, as you and I are doing, you can talk one-to-one about the camera.
Well, that's interesting. I mean, definitely, there's obviously a need for customer service. There are certain other big electrical retailers, I won't name specifically, that have had issues with their reputation for service. But one of the problems I've heard about is that people will come into a store like this, speak to all your well-trained staff, see all the nice shiny things, and then go home and get it cheaper on the internet. Is that a problem that you have to deal with?
There is no doubt it happens. It's part of the modern world. Information is readily accessible. Our customers are incredibly savvy, so when they come in for a discussion with us, they generally know what they want. They certainly know how much it costs in other locations, so they are pretty well informed. What we want to do is offer that service proposition, and I believe very much that good service sticks. So if you get good service, even if you came in thinking you were just going to extract information and buy it elsewhere, often you stay because the service is very good.
Fair enough.
We believe we're as good, if not better, than anyone else in the marketplace, but we're still striving to get better. We're spending about £500,000 this year on staff training, on product knowledge, on just how to approach the customer, and how to operate in an environment like this where, as I say, we've removed the barrier, and it's much more about the selling discussion is very like the discussion.
The bouncers we've got here. I was gonna. Could Jessops exist just selling digital cameras, or I've noticed there's lots of other things. There's sort of photo kiosks, there's accessories, there's quite a lot of other sort of strings to your bow. Is that necessary in order for a chain like Jessops to exist in this day and age?
So it's a good question, Scott. I think our USP, one of our USPs, is we're the only national specialty retailer that does hardware, accessories, and photo services, developing and printing. And I think there's a good synergy between them. And what we would like to do is to sort of engage people on almost as a lifetime journey. So everything they need from the first time they come in and they've got a mobile phone and they want the pictures printed, to their first compact camera, their first DSLR.
And is there a sort of evolution? Do people tend to evolve up the sort of level of sophistication in cameras?
They do. We have some very, very loyal customers, and a lot of what we've tried to do with a store like this is make it accessible to a wider customer base. So the traditional Photoshop can be quite geeky, can be a bit intimidating, and often you can't see through the windows. And you can see here we've got nice open clear windows. If you're walking down the street here, you can see in, you can see actually we don't have two heads. It's actually quite nice.
Like a bookies or something.
And yeah, sometimes they're more than two heads. But you know, it's a nice, inviting place, and you know, we're knowledgeable about what we do. And there's a huge part of the market that wants that. We sell over 850,000 digital cameras a year. We sell about a third of all the DSLRs sold in this country. So we have that heritage. Maybe we still don't do a good enough job telling people what we do.
Right. Okay. Well, I guess that's part of the reason we're having this chat.
And that's part of why we've refurbished the store to show what we're about.
And just to finish off, I know you're a PLC, so there's only so much you can talk about your sort of future plans, but can you give us some taste of what we can expect to see from Jessops in the future?
Yeah, and obviously we're limited to what we can talk about with the PLC structure going forward. The best way to answer the question and the confidence of our stakeholders in the business is the investment that we're making in the business. So as well as this store here, which we spent £300,000 on, reopened in Easter, we opened a store in Westfield, the new Westfield Centre, which will be in our top 10 stores in its first year of operation, so it's doing very well. As I mentioned earlier, we're spending a lot of money on staff training, on product knowledge. We're investing in customer research to understand better who our customers are and what they want out of Jessops. That's what we're here for. So there's a lot of good things going on in the business, a lot of investment in the business.
Watch this space.
And that's probably the best answer to the question, where's Jessops going?
Fine,
Well,
okay.
We're here to stay. Scott,
Thank you very
good
much
to
for your
meet
time.
you.
Good to meet you. So I was talking to David Adams, Chairman of Jessops. You've been watching Hexus TV.